Well, good afternoon, everybody, and on behalf of the university, it's my great pleasure to welcome you here this afternoon to this very prestigious talk, and we're delighted to be able to welcome.
I graduated from the university there in America and went back to my home country in 1992.
We're a university that is committed to the student experience, to high quality teaching, but of course teaching needs to be underpinned and supported by research, development and innovation, and that's what we're going to hear about today.
It's my pleasure to working with the UCLan. UCLan is not the only for university for me. The place I live, the place I work, the place give me the opportunity to know about myself.
So just I would like to show some slides that can help you to understand what I have been doing. This is my village where I was born.
So regarding the opportunity, what I feel, what I felt like when I came to know there is a great scientist from Nepal is coming to UK, and when I see our data, we have a good number of Nepalese students.
They decided to go to the moon not because it was easy, it was hard, it was challenging.
They've gone on as graduates from this university to run a successful business, and we work in collaboration to recruit students to come to the institution. And I've just been talking to
live program, recorded program, news and reports, talk show, events.
LondonNepalNews.com national recruitment team, and I've got the absolute pleasure of
नमस्कार दर्शक हेरिरहनु भएको छ लन्डन न्यूज राष्ट्रिय आविष्कार केन्द्रका संस्थापक एवं नेपाली वैज्ञानिक महावीर पुनसँग बेलायतको प्रेस्टन स्थित लङ्कसायर युनिभर्सिटीमा एक विज्ञ बीच एक अन्तर्क्रिया कार्यक्रम भइरहेको दृश्य देखाइरहेका छौं। तपाई हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ लन्डन न्यूज। नेपाल एजुकेसन युके का पदाधिकारीहरू र स्थानीय समाजसेवी विद्यार्थीहरू बीच आज यो कार्यक्रम भइरहेको छ भने बिज एजुकेसन कन्सल्टेन्सीका प्रमुख हरि कार्कीले यो कार्यक्रम संयोजन गर्नुभएको छ। नेपाली विज्ञ र प्रविधि क्षेत्रको खोज तथा अनुसन्धान र सम्भावनाका बारेमा एक कार्यक्रम भइरहेको दृश्य हामीले देखाइरहेका छौं। महावीर पुन विशेष गरेर उहाँसँग हामी केही कुराहरू राख्नेछौं। तपाई हेर्दै गर्नुहोला र शेयर पनि गर्नुहोला।
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and on behalf of the university, it's my great pleasure to welcome you here this afternoon to this very prestigious talk, and we're delighted to be able to welcome Mr. Mahibir Poon to us this afternoon. Paul and myself have just come from an event, a reception at lunchtime with a group of sub-Saharan African students, and this morning I was explaining that I had the opportunity to welcome colleagues to a conference that was being hosted by the University of Central Lancashire at our campus in Cyprus. So not only is this, I think, a really exciting afternoon, for us who work here in the University of Central Lancashire, this is a very exciting day because this reinforces the international credentials of our institution. And we are really, really pleased to be able to work on an international basis. And I was talking to Paul as we came up from the reception just about what a privilege it is to work in a university that has an international dimension, where we come into contact with so many people from different backgrounds, from different countries, from different cultures, who add so much to our educational experiences. And so you are incredibly welcome, and we're delighted to be able to welcome colleagues from Nepal to come and share the work that they do. And I know that you've just come from a meeting in our Engineering Innovation Centre where you're talking about opportunities around research and development that will be picked up afterwards, and we'll take that on further. So, thank you very, very much for that. When I came in, I also had the pleasure of meeting Harry from Bizz Education. Bizz Education are instrumental in putting on this event. And it's great to hear that history. I didn't realise I met Harry's wife for the first time in 2011 when she was a student here at the university and I was presenting an award. And they've gone on as graduates from this university to run a successful business, and we work in collaboration to recruit students to come to the institution. And I've just been talking to colleagues. We've got students who come here and then stay in the UK, form their businesses and create extended and long-term relationships with the university suggests that we're doing something right. We're a university that is committed to the student experience, to high-quality teaching, but of course teaching needs to be underpinned and supported by research, development and innovation, and that's what we're going to hear about today. And of course, we're very fortunate in this country because we have got the benefits of being a developed nation with all of the things that go with it, the technologies and the opportunities, etc. It's a much greater challenge in other parts of the world, and it will be a great privilege today to hear how you address some of those challenges. So without further ado, I would just like to, again, thank Mr. Mahibir Poon, Harry from Bizz Education, all of you for coming, and wish you a most enjoyable afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Graham. I think we'd like to invite Mr. Harry to come on stage and to formally introduce our guest. Harry, can I ask you to come up and say a few words and invite Mr. Mahibir to come up to the stage?
Thanks, thank you very much. And I'd like to thank all the students and all the faculty members and all the team over here. It's my pleasure to working with the UCLan. UCLan is not the only for university for me. The place I live, the place I work, the place give me the opportunity to know about myself. So I'm working with the UCLan since 8 years now, and we closely work together to develop the new ideas and new opportunities. So regarding the opportunity, what I feel, what I felt like when I came to know there is a great scientist from Nepal is coming to UK, and when I see our data, we have a good number of Nepalese students studying in Preston. So why not invite him and let inspire new generation about what he is thinking, what we need to do for our country back home if somebody wants to go back to Nepal. So and why not bring Mahibir? He is a scientist from Nepal who is given his life for the Innovation Center to inspire youngsters to do something for their country. So I think for me, rather than talking too much about Mahibir, invite him to the podium and let us know about his initiation. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody, brothers and sisters from Nepal. It's good to be here and meet people like you. And it's my pleasure. I'm very glad that UCLan invited me to speak and to meet, and not only to speak and meet, to interact with each other. So we have this interaction program. We can interact. The reason we need to interact is we need to find some ways to make our Nepal better than what it is now. So just I would like to show some slides that can help you to understand what I have been doing. This is my village where I was born. I was one of the luckiest person from Nepal, or what I would say 1 in a million guy. I got a chance to study in America. I graduated from the university there in America and went back to my home country in 1992. When I went there, I didn't want to find a job. I wanted to do something different, but I didn't know what I could do. So So I just decided to stay in the remote village that didn't have any, road, that didn't have any electricity, that had nothing. No modern facilities. Even if I lived in America for many years. So I just stayed there and decided to help people in some community development programs, and I did not know anything what I could do there in terms of community development. So what I did is just to start at the beginning, I had to build a high school in my village because villagers were asking me to build a high school, and I said I could teach in the high school. I didn't need to get paid. I can volunteer. That's how it started 30 years ago. And at that time I thought, I would be, I could stay in the village for maybe 2-3 years and would try to do something else in my life. But I went that way. After starting the high school, I also got to travel many villages around the area and become able to start some programs, some community development programs. This is the income generating program, part of the income generating program. This is the lodges for the hikers, for the trekkers who were traveling in the mountain. We started this. We planted trees, a lot of trees in the mountain, more than 1 million trees. And we started some income generating programs like this is yak farm for milk and cheese and paper making, handicraft training, and so many other things, so many other income generating programs we started in the village. And we also started some small health clinic because there was no doctors. Still they don't have doctors in the village. That was 30 years ago. Even small medicine like paracetamol was not available in the village. So what we did is we trained women from the village and we provided them a basic health training and helped them to set up a small clinic with some medicine for emergency. So that is how I got also involved in healthcare program also, and we were developing different types of different health clinics. So around 2000, when the internet was still coming, even in developed countries, Nepal also got internet in 1996. But only the cities got internet, the remote villages didn't have internet. So what we did is we tried to find ways to bring internet in the remote village. But it looked like impossible things to do. So what we did is, with the help of some university, undergraduate university students from Finland, from Belgium, and from America, we started doing some project, trying to find ways to make long trains wireless link from the cities to the mountain villages, far away to the mountain villages, to connect, find ways to connect the villages to the internet. It was almost impossible thing to do that time because the technology was not developed that well. But after working hard for several years, we became able to make long range wireless link, and we became able to connect several villages in the mountain around 2002, 3, 4, around that time. At that time, people in the villages, in the mountain villages, didn't know anything about internet. They didn't have heard, they didn't know anything about, they had not heard about the word internet. They had heard about the word, the computer. They know something about computer, but they did not know anything what internet was. And we tried to bring internet. People were telling us, why you are trying to bring internet in the remote areas? I said, because there is no means of communication. Not a single village in Nepal had mobile services or had no. That was around 2000. So that is why we tried to bring internet in the mountain villages, but that was challenging. We had to build, repeater stations, relay stations like that, using solar power and connect mountain villages. At that time, our goal was to use the internet for communication, but we also found that internet can be also useful for education, teaching students, teaching some materials from the internet. Also, we found that internet is very useful for medical purposes also. And what we did is we connected the small clinics that we had built in the villages through the internet to the doctors in the cities. And they become able to communicate with the doctors whenever they had some big health issues in the villages. That was so helpful. That could save lives of people. So that was our, work. So that is how I spent 20 years doing so many things. I didn't show all the slides, because it takes time, because of time limit. I had like more than 100 slides. All those things that I had been doing in the mountain, just to summarize. I'm doing so many things. In the village, I enjoyed it very much. But after working for 20 years, one thing hit me very hard. The thing was, why Nepal is a poor country, economically a poor country. Because when I went to the mountain villages, I didn't realize that Nepal is a poor country. I know Nepal, everybody knew Nepal is a poor country, but I didn't, know. I didn't even try to know. I tried to know the reason why Nepal is a poor country. But after working for so many projects in more than 200 villages, this thing, why Nepal is a poor country, these questions, came in my mind, always came in my mind. The reason is because people from the villages, most of the young people from the villages were leaving the village to find work in other countries. Most of the young people were not there. That is why anything we people from leaving the villages. And the answer was, it was not possible to stop those young people because there is no job opportunities in Nepal. So I started thinking to find ways how we can start job opportunities in Nepal. The reason there is no job opportunities in Nepal is because we don't have any industries there where people can find jobs. Why is there no industries in Nepal? And I asked myself, I tried to find the answer why there is no industries in Nepal. The answer was, the reason there is no industries in Nepal is because we were not innovating anything in Nepal. So I found that in order to make a poor country like Nepal a better country, a developed country, a country must need to give the highest priority for research and innovation, because research and innovation is the growth engine for the economic development. It is the engine that drives research and innovation. Research and innovation is the engine that drives the economic development. And nothing was happening there. We were not innovating anything. Most of our talented young people were leaving the country because they were not getting any opportunity to utilize their ideas. They are in Nepal. So I learned that the reason Nepal is poor is because Nepal never had the culture of research and innovation. We totally don't have any culture, that kind of culture. And we were not nurturing the young and innovative people of Nepal to innovate something and capitalize their ideas for economic development. So this is the answer I found after 20 years. Or it took 20 years for me to learn why Nepal is poor. And this idea applies not only for Nepal, but for all the poor countries of the world. There are so many poor countries. Why the poor countries are poor? We just heard, right now, there is a news that Sri Lanka, economy of Sri Lanka has collapsed. Economy of Lebanon has collapsed also. There was news just today. Why their economy collapsed? Because they were not innovating anything. They were not producing anything. And that's why they couldn't create their economy. Same thing is happening in Nepal. So that is why we decided to start the Innovation Center, because we were not innovating anything. We are not creating anything. Our huge trade, we have a huge trade deficit. We have 92, 94, 95% of import and less than like 6-7% export. This data clearly shows that our economy is in verge of collapse. It can collapse any time. So that is why we decided we worked together. We have many people. We discussed about a year, and we established this innovation center. And our innovation center looked like this. This morning, just before I came here, we were visiting the Engineering Innovation Center of UCLan. That was a dream. Something like that. It's my dream to have something like that. Because I have visited innovation center of many other universities around the world. I have visited innovation centers of Harvard University, Stanford University, MIT, Korean University, Japanese University, and it's my dream. But just having a dream is not enough. So we have to start from somewhere. So this we start from here. And we're trying to do something to innovate. Actually, to help people to innovate something. I'm not innovating anything by myself. What I'm doing is I'm trying to encourage young people like you to come up with innovative ideas to develop something and commercialize and become entrepreneur. For that, what we do is we are providing full support. We are providing full support means full financial support to develop prototype of something. To do that, whatever you need, like the equipment, tools, and materials, you can provide some pocket money because you cannot work hungry, with instrument. We are providing that. But that is the first stage.
डेभिड गुरुङ सर विशेष धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। धेरै साथीहरूले हेरिरहनु भएको छ र सेयर पनि गरिदिनु भएको छ। तपाईहरु कहाँ कहाँ हुनुहुन्छ, कस्तो अवस्थामा हुनुहुन्छ, कृपया सेयर गरिदिनु होला। महावीर पुन एक नेपाली वैज्ञानिक अहिले विदेश युके स्थित आज यो युनिभर्सिटीबाट आफ्नो कुराहरू राखिरहनु भएको दृश्य देखाइरहेका छौं।
We ask you to develop the product, a sample of the product. And if you can become able to develop a sample of a product or something, you will get full intellectual property right. We don't give anything. To get intellectual property right, we also provide you support. And finally, we will try to connect you to the investors. Because at the end, our goal is to make you entrepreneur. We don't want you to find jobs. You can find jobs if you like, but that's our dream. So this is how we are trying to support the young and innovative people. It has been 3.5 years. We started the center, we established the center. Out of the 3.5 years, we had to spend 1.5 years to develop something to protect the health worker during the time of COVID, this COVID pandemic. So this has been about 2 years. We were trying to develop something. Now we started many projects, and like we started around 80 projects. Some of those failed, and they are working around 26-30 projects. People are working, and I would like to show some of these projects that our people there, our innovators there, are trying to develop. These are pictures. For example, this is what we call solar powered e-learning or e-teaching box. It is just some electronic gadgets we have put together in a box like that with a projector, and we have put educational content for the school students. And this can run on solar. You can carry it anywhere. Especially we try our goal is to provide this schools in the remote areas where there is no electricity. So we are doing this there at the Innovation Center. They have also developed a coffee roaster machine because we have many coffee farmers there in Nepal now growing. The demand of Nepalese coffee is huge, and we haven't been able to meet the demand yet. That is why these coffee farmers need a machine, coffee roaster machine like this, and this is doing good. And we have been selling this in the market also. They have been. Now we have developed hybrid solar dryer that can use solar energy during the day, and at night this room can be heated with electricity. We have people who are making small agricultural tools because Nepal is a mountainous country. We cannot bring big machines there in the mountains for agriculture. So people, farmers in the mountains are asking us for help to develop small tools that they can use for farming in the village, and they are trying to do that also. We have food technologies people who are trying to develop some food products, and do research and develop this food product process and packing and testing in the market also. They are doing it. We have this biomedical engineering section there at the Innovation Center, where they are developing this baby warmer, especially remote villages where there are birthing center. They don't have anything like this, and this is very useful for them. We have a team who are actually, we have the professor from a university in Netherlands. He is helping our people to do some research on maximizing the benefit from the bee farming. Until now, people in Nepal or farmers who are raising bees were just collecting honey from beehive and selling it. And this university, the professor at the university in Amsterdam, he is teaching how to maximize the benefit by extracting some other things like bee venom, royal jelly, and some other things I forgot the name. So they are also doing research on this thing and helping people. We have a team there who are trying to develop a robot. It's a service robot. It's under development. So they are working on it. It has been actually they have already spent 1 year to develop this robot, and this is the prototype. They are working more on it. And they are at the Innovation Center. They are also trying to develop drone. The goal of the drone is to use the drone to deliver medicine, a package of small packages of medicine in the remote areas where there is nothing. Where people have to walk several days or hours to get to the nearest pharmacy to get just a simple medicine. So that's our goal. And it is very challenging. It is not as easy as to develop a drone and fly in a flat area like this Lancaster, right? Because in the mountain we have villages in higher elevation, like 3,000 meter, 4,000 meter. There are villages where there is no doctor, there is no pharmacy. And during this time of emergency, we are developing this drone to deliver medicine in the village, and it is challenging. I learned that there is a section here, there is a department here at the university. They are trying to develop drone, and we are trying to find if there is any ways to get connected and develop this drone together. So we are working on it. And even students there are developing rocket. We are not developing any rocket for war or to send it to the moon or to the Mars, but the students are developing a rocket to learn how a rocket works. Who knows, maybe they will be able to find some ways to develop excellent rockets that does something good also. They have also developed it's a satellite. What they call is cube satellite. It's a small box. So Nepal had put those small box or cube sat in space 2 years ago with the help of the rocket from America. And just a few months ago, they have put a similar satellite in the space. And this is not a huge, satellite developed by developed countries like America, Russia. They are learning how to build satellite and collect data from the space for some research and development for their research. So they have also developed a satellite for educational purpose, especially targeting the high school students, teaching them how to build rocket or how a rocket works. You can, take it apart, the pieces, all the pieces, and then put them together. You can use it, to learn how it works. They have fully developed the model of the cube satellite for educational purpose. This here, they are developing an ambulance. It's a motorcycle ambulance. A Rotary Club in Nepal, they asked us for help to develop an ambulance by attaching it to a motorbike. And they have developed it and are testing it. And they are developing different types of, this is a pump over here. A small pump that runs on gravity and pumps water in a higher villages in a higher elevation, like 100 meter up or 200 meter up. This is they are working on it. And health project, they have developed electronic health recording system. They have already developed it, and they are doing pilot in 3 hospitals in Nepal. There, during the COVID time, we also learned that it is very important to have a biomedical lab. So we are developing a biomedical lab and a biomedical equipment calibration center at the Innovation Center, and this is now under construction. So these are some of this, just to give some ideas. I didn't put all the slides again, alright, just to give you what we are doing and how we are doing it. During this time of COVID pandemic, we got requests from medical doctors from medical hospitals for help to build something to protect them. We didn't know anything what we could do, but the doctors were asking us to make something to protect them. So what we did is we worked together with the doctors, and they gave us ideas on what we need to build, how we can build it. So our innovators, our engineers at the Innovation Center work on it 24 hours, and step by step we develop many other things. We develop 13 different types of things like personal PPEs, face shield, masks, air purifier, isolation hood, dead body bags, isolation chamber, nursing robots, all those kind of things we develop, and that's the number we develop, and we distributed it free of cost to the people all over Nepal. That helped also some. We also got a lot of materials from abroad as help to distribute in the hospitals to the health workers, and we also distributed it. So these are some of the features like PPE, the face shield, swab collection booth to collect swab. The health worker stayed inside that box, and the people just stayed outside the box, and the health worker took the swab for testing. That was very, very, useful. They found it. They also developed different type of chamber here. You can see also this one over here. To transport the patient infected with COVID, because the helicopter pilot didn't want to fly, the helicopter unless he is protected. So the only way to do that was to develop something like that box and put the patient there inside that and put it in helicopter. So we developed that. We also developed disinfection box using ultraviolet and give it to the hospital. This is the hospital ward robot, because when the hospitals were full of COVID patients, the nurses and the doctors didn't want to go to the ward. They were scared to do the ward, to go to the ward. So what we did is we had to develop a small, table like that had wheel, and that could, go to the ward. And the doctor and nurses could remotely control it and deliver medicine or something like that to the ward. Food. So that was very useful also. And this is a air purifying machine we developed, and mostly the doctors working at the ICU, COVID ICU, it was very helpful to protect them to get from infection. We also have to, repair many biomedical devices of many hospitals around Nepal. We had a team of biomedical engineers, and we got called from the hospital for help to repair their equipment, and we shall do that. We also distributed oxygen cylinder, oxygen concentrator, and during that time we found the cheapest way to build an oxygen plant, a mini oxygen plant for a small hospital with like a 20, 25, 30, 50 bed small hospitals. What we did is we put like several, like 10 or 15 oxygen concentrators in series and collected the oxygen to a cylinder with compressor. And from there we distributed it to the hospital bed. And that was very useful because there was acute shortage of oxygen during that time when people were dying, and it was not possible to import big oxygen plant in a short time and install it. So what we did, we developed this system, mini oxygen plant, and especially we found that this is very useful for any emergency situation, not only for COVID, for any emergency situation. You can just collect some, oxygen concentrator and cylinder, put it in cylinder and they just make it oxygen plant. In 2 or 3 days, you can do it immediately. This is how we are connected. We also got, ventilators, many ventilators as donation and connected, distributed to the hospitals. So finally, I would like to tell this thing, because this center, when we say National Innovation Center, people think that this could be an innovation center, something like the innovation center of big universities like UCLan or like Harvard, right? Like Oxford. No, this is not. And people get impression that this innovation center might be, supported by government or big donor organization. This is not. Our innovation center is 100% supported by people, especially low income level people and the people working abroad, namely people working abroad from all over the world. And this is how this innovation center is funded. And at the innovation center, this is different from our innovation centers of like university. The reason is because this is not actually academic innovation center. Anybody who has college, who is students or who is college graduates or who is farmers or who don't have any academic background, they are qualified to do research and innovation there. Like farmers can do that. Some workers can come there anytime and do research and innovation. We just look for their ideas. We don't look for their qualification. If they have a very good ideas to develop something, and if that idea has potential to be commercialized, they are qualified to get support, full support, I would say. When I say full support, whatever is needed, they get that support. And there is no ceiling on that support also. Like, if it is necessary to provide them like $5,000, it is okay, they can get $5,000. If they are working very fine, developing something very well, if they need $10,000, they can get $10,000. So we haven't put any ceiling of financial support. As long as they work hard and as long as they develop something that look like works. And it is open for 24 hours. This is not like office. That is why we are opening it for 24 hours. Because this innovation center is open for everybody from every walk of life. Like farmers who work during the day, they don't have time to come during the day to innovate something there. Or students, they have to go to the schools during the day. Or some laborers or some workers who have to work, some office workers who work in the office during the day, they don't have time to come to the innovation center during the day, but they have time to come at night. Or they have time to come during the holidays also. So that's why this innovation center is open for 24 hours, 365 days a year. Anytime it's open. And people can submit their ideas anytime. Anytime. Whenever they get, what we are encouraging people is to submit their idea as soon as they get it. Because if they don't submit their ideas as soon as they get it, maybe after some time they can forget it. That's why it is open for 24 hours and we can accept the proposal anytime. So this is how it is running, and it is different. And we are collaborating with different institutions abroad also. For example, Stanford University Nexus Institute of Research and Innovation that is also based in America. We have Northeast Ohio Medical University Innovation Center. We are collaborating it. How we collaborate is, the students there, the people there can work out people in Nepal virtually. It is not necessary to come to the center, or it is not necessary for them to go to Nepal to work and innovate something. It is possible now. They can have meeting, they can make a plan together on virtual meeting and develop something. So I would like to have something, a collaboration, something like this here in UK also. UCLan also, if possible. It would be very helpful for us. I don't know how much helpful it will be for UCLan by helping us, a small innovation center like us. But for, of course, for Nepal, it will be very, very helpful. So that's something, that kind of opportunity we're looking for. And in Nepal also, we have several universities, and we are also collaborating with some universities there as well. So finally, what I would like to tell that, it is not that easy to start and run an innovation center like this in Nepal. It is very, very difficult. First thing, we don't have money. When we decided to establish the innovation center in 2012 or 2013, we didn't have a single dollar. We didn't have any grant. We didn't write for any grant. It was hard. And most of us who understood the importance of research and innovation for the economic development of Nepal, we didn't have any background of doing research and innovation. I myself, even if I studied in America, I didn't work for any research and innovation lab there. It was challenging, it was hard, but we chose it. That's the excerpt, and that's from the speech of President Kennedy, John F. Kennedy. Why Kennedy decided to go to the moon? They decided to go to the moon not because it was easy, it was hard, it was challenging. But that decision provided opportunities for the innovative and the creative and innovators there, inventors there, to create something. And they accepted the challenge. There was a big argument during that time, 1960 early, when they were planning to go. There was a big argument among this American citizen, why we need to spend so much money just to send people to the moon. And people were not accepting that challenge, but they accepted it finally. And that's how they won. They become able to send people to the moon. Exactly like that, starting an innovation center in where it is very possible to get funding, where there is no culture of research and innovation. Even the government, the people in the government don't have any ideas how important it is to start research and innovation center like this in Nepal. They have no idea. Our Prime Minister doesn't have any ideas how important it is. It is hard, but we accepted the challenge and we have to win. We must win. If we don't win, then we will collapse. Our economics will collapse, and if the economy will collapse, the country will collapse. That's why we decided to do it. And it is a small step. Like I said, a small shed. I showed you the picture of the innovation center. It doesn't look like innovation center. It looks like a cow shed, like a workshop. But that's a small step. But we want to make it a huge step for the economic development of Nepal. And that's what we are trying to do, and we are trying to encourage, we are trying to invite all of you, no matter where you stay in the world, it's not necessary. World has become a so small place now. And you can bring ideas. You can bring ideas, you can try to do some research and development for your benefit. If you become able to develop something, go out and dig. And if you become entrepreneur, that will benefit the economy of the country also. That is how to make Nepal a better nation. So that's what I would like to share and invite as well. And that's my email. And that's my website. You can go to the website, and it is not well done yet, but they're trying to put whatever things we're working together there. And you can contact us anytime. Whenever you get time, please contact me. Contact us. We are always ready to work with you, collaborate with you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, another round of applause. Myself, my brains are ticking. What could we actually do, to sort of support an initiative like that? It seems like there's a lot of things that can come. Listen, that was absolutely inspiring sort of topic, and I think most of us probably could have heard more on this. What we're going to do actually is just, I want to formally thank Mahavir Sahib for coming here today and actually delivering his talk. But we have a room upstairs that we're going to use to actually spend a little bit of time for some tea and coffee up there. But what I'd like to do is invite Mr. Harry to come on stage. Actually, do you want to take some questions here? Is that what you want to do?
I'm just waiting. If anyone have any questions, we have like
okay, yeah,
5 questions.
Yeah, sure. Okay, actually, let's
have any questions
before we.
It's more of a comment than a question. Just to introduce myself, I'm Rupa Karel. I'm one of the professors in the university. Absolute admirer of Mahavir sir. It was a really thought-provoking and stimulating talk that he just gave. I mean, we all dream, don't we? But how many of us can go in a journey and make that dream a reality? And he has done that, so hats off. It takes me back to my memory lane as well. I mean, when I was young, 18-year-old, used to dream, I was thinking about coming back to the country after I, get that education or whatever. Never happened, right? So when I see, Z, I mean, it makes me really emotional and make me want to go back Nepal tomorrow. But anyway, you mentioned about collaboration opportunity with UCLan. Our VC is not here. But I would say on his behalf, we'll be absolutely delighted to have any form of collaboration with you. So yeah, I'm involved in lots of research and innovation within the university. So yeah, we'll definitely need to have a chat about that. So yeah, again, thanks so much for coming here and giving us the talk. Thank you so much.
Nice comment on my great speech.
Hi, I'm Natasha Lincoln. I'm the communication skills in the School of Medicine. And it made me really think again when you were talking about the remote medicine projects that you've done, getting telemedicine into rural areas. It really made me think that what we thought was a great achievement, that we are telephoning and video calling to patients, as more or less a point of luxury, for you is an absolute necessity. And I was wondering whether there's anything that we could probably do in terms of collaboration on that field. I'm not quite sure whether any of my colleagues from the rural and remote medicine postgraduate course are here, and if they are, they would probably be very interested in linking up with you as well, because obviously that's taking it to a different plane. It's been very inspiring, and I would really like collaboration if we can.
Thank you very much. For this time, I have been traveling in 17 countries in 2 months, in 60 days, visiting more than, I think, 75 cities, and meeting people like this, like you, and giving some talk, whoever would be interested. So our focus is not only to share the stories about what we are doing in Nepal, and the only goal is to why we are doing it. In terms of telemedicine, it is something we started in 2004 when this the technology had not been developed. What we found that telemedicine was the only way and the cheapest way to bring some health services to the people in remote villages. Because it is not possible to bring doctors in the remote villages. Nobody wants to go there, no doctors wants to go there. It is not possible to build hospitals in the remote villages because it is too far. The only way to bring doctors, even if not physically, but virtually, the only way to bring doctors and provide at least some health and service is through telemedicine. So that's our experience. So we will be very happy to collaborate with you if you are interested to develop the telemedicine program or something like that, or develop the drone. When developing, there are so many drones, so many kinds of drones around here, and those drones are built for different purposes. But the drone that we are trying to develop is to deliver medicine in a remote areas. How big a deal is that? How much difference it makes? For us people living in the cities, it doesn't make much difference. But for the people who are living in a remote villages, that is far from the cities, where it is not possible to get any kind of medicine, if a drone can deliver a small package of medicine to them, that can save life. So that is why it is very important to develop drone. It is very important to develop this, telemedicine things, and it is doable. The technology has developed so fast, so well. Like within the last 20 years, maybe 20 years ago, it would have been, quite impossible looking things to do. But now, it has been quite easier. It's very, very easier because the technology has developed. Technology has become so cheap now, so fast, so good. So using this technology that has developed, we can work together and build something good for the people who need it the most.
To colleagues, actually, to colleagues in the university, what we're more than happy to do, and I think it would make sense, is through the international recruitment team, we could actually connect, sort of make some formal linkages, and then let those things develop, sort of on their own. But that way, we can then also talk about, the interesting things that you guys, hopefully might be doing together, and use that as sort of a conversation point to attract more Nepalese students to the university, hopefully in the future.
Thank you, Swamiji. And I'd like to introduce one more question here as well. It's Hari Chopani. He's a Europe coordinator of NIC, and he would like to write something about the NIC project. So I got this from.
Thank you, Arjit. Thank you, Glenn, for inviting us, and thank you, everyone, for attending and listening to Mahabharata for these projects and programs going around the cultural agency. I think to help you guys answer about the collaboration procedure, we have developed a collaboration form where we were trying to make a database of helping hands like you, where you can put your details, name, address, phone number, email, related organization, university, and actually, as for your skill and expertise, we have so many projects going around. You can get involved with learning of project, for example, in education sector, healthcare, agriculture, IT, software, all those projects I just talked about before. And obviously, to implement all those projects, we need a big task force. That's why we are asking, as for your expertise and skills, you can join fundraising team, PR team, healthcare and research and development team, mentorship, even investor, if you have a good businessman, and finance document, any skill set you have, and if you like to contribute, please feel free to fill out form, and we'll be in touch with you, and we'll get it together, we'll get it done. Thank you.
We will have some questions if you have any. Anyone have questions?
Hello, my name is Bizz. I am currently studying accounting and finance at School of Business and Enterprise at UCLan. First of all, I want to thank you, Mr. Mahavir, for coming here and inspiring all of us. And Mother Nepal is really blessed to have someone like you. My question is, I just came to know that your investment center is going through the crowdfunding, not help from the government, which is really unfortunate. So is there or are there any times when your funding target is not reached, and what do you do at that time? So thank you. That's my question.
Okay, so funding. If we don't get money, how do we run it? If we don't get money, we have to find ways to get money. That's one lens. And based on my experiences, what I can tell is, if you do something good, money will come somehow, somewhere, from somewhere. What I have been telling to the innovators who come to the innovation center and try to do some R&D, I tell them not to worry about that. I clearly tell them. I just ask them to do something. Try to do something, build something, create something, and develop a commercial product. And I tell them not to worry about money. How do we get money? We are getting money so far from the God, and our God is the people. People are supporting. I don't know why they are supporting. Maybe they think that it is something to do. It's not only for the innovation center that we started in 2013, just 8 years ago, 9 years ago. But before that, I worked for 20 years in the remote mountain villages. Like I showed you, we were building wireless network in the remote mountain villages, connecting those villages through wireless. That was the technology. That cost some money, a huge amount of money. We didn't have to worry about money. Money came from somewhere, somehow, because people like that was something good we were doing. So, your question is, obvious. People say, if you don't get money, what do you do? But we have to find ways to make money, and we have to find ways to make the innovation center sustainable. We just cannot say that money would come from somewhere, somehow, and we'll run it. But we believe that it will come if we keep doing good work. But in the meantime, we are trying to find ways, several ways. We are actually trying to do several ways to create money. For example, we have developed this electronic health recording system. We are trying to sell it to the hospitals there to generate some income. I showed you, we are also working on, we have a food technology section. In food technology section, they have developed different types of drink, and out of those different types of drink, soft drink, they have developed a very good drink, ginger drink, soft drink. And we are going to introduce in the market within maybe this year. If that sells well, then we will develop some money. We are trying to, we have already started a small section there, software development section, and we are trying to outsource, software businesses. If that works well, then that will also bring some money. It's not only those, we have many other ideas, and which we'll have to, take step, initiate step by step to generate money. So that's, it's not that easy. It's not that easy.
Good afternoon. Mohammed Bakr, I'm from the Business School. Welcome to the Business School. Welcome to the UCLan as well. Thank you very much for the very inspiring talk and these thought-provoking things that we have to think about what you just introduced to us. Just one question that I have is with regard to your engagement with businesses as well. I mean, do you get support from these local businesses in Nepal? Or if not, what might be the reasons why you're not getting that support?
Okay. The first thing, for those people from the business background, what I would like to, invite is to also bring innovative ideas, to find ways to have this innovation center run. Because business is something, if you don't know how to do it, you will not be able to make anything. Whatever we will develop at the innovation center, like I showed some of those items that we have developed at the innovation center, and those things are doing good, and we are trying to launch it. We are trying to find investors to invest on it. Trying to find investors and trying to, produce those things in a commercial scale, mass scale, and sell those items to the market is the biggest challenge. People from the business background can help for that. What I have been training to the people who bring ideas at the innovation center, to include at least one or two guys in their team who have business ideas. Because I tell them that if they don't develop something, and if they don't have people with business ideas in their team, then they will fail. They will not be able to sell that product in the market, and they will fail. So business is very important. Business, innovation in business, finding ways to do the business of these items that they developed is very important. And your question when I was telling this, I forgot again. Please, will you repeat it again?
How do you engage with businesses? And
How do we engage with business? And collaborating with business. For any innovation center, not one innovation center, for any innovation center, they must work with the business people, with the industries. and we must collaborate with the industries as well, because they have money and they want to make more money. So if we help them to develop something, then they will invest money. So how we are engaging so far to the business people is, they are watching us. They come to the innovation center and they have a look at the things that the people are doing there, and what we are telling them is to invest money if they think that that product they have developed there is good. If they can make money by commercializing those products. And we have many businessmen who have already promised to invest in this thing, in the business they develop there, if they are convinced that they can make money. So I think finding business people and getting connected with the business people will be busy. But the first challenge is how to develop products that can be commercially sold in the market.
Now, I think we have only a few questions left, so I hand over to Mr.
Hi, I'm Ganesh. I'm a researcher at the University of London. I appreciate and respect the idea of Innovation Center. However, I have some contradictory views. Majority of universities in UK practice research and innovation as the core element of teaching and learning. However, universities in Nepal have failed to absorb young talents, and there is a high mobility of students at Western universities like UCLan. Unless institutionally developed through universities in Nepal, it is unlikely to impact at a great level. Literally a great trend, and universities like UCLan are absorbing such talents from Nepal. How do you think universities like UCLan could promote and support Innovation Center? To what extent it could be sustainable through donation initiatives only? Thank you.
Of course, universities, like even I mentioned before, that it may not be that helpful for the growth of the university like UCLan, but it will be very helpful for us to grow, But that thing, and it's our wish. It is our wish. For example, we had a meeting at the Engineering Innovation Center this morning with a professor there, and we were talking about like different things, how we can work together. And we were asking if it is possible for our drone team and the drone team here at UCLan work together and develop it, develop the drone. We were telling if it is possible for this, team here, like mechatronics teams here, to work with our team there and develop something together, collaborate, working together. And there are so many other things we can work. Like, if that is possible, that will help us a lot. And, like I said, that can also benefit students from here also. The students from here to do some research on international level. And we have been trying to do that. For example, this summer we have 3 students from the Medical University Innovation Center there in Ohio. They are coming to Nepal, and they will be working with our team there. And later, after a few months, then some 3 members of our team will go to Ohio, America, and we do some joint research. During the time of COVID, we did extensive collaboration with some students of the Stanford University in America. They help us to develop some of those items, protective items to protect health workers during the time of COVID. Because our innovation center is not equipped well. We don't have any professors like experts there, right? We don't have right equipment, tools. We're trying to collect this, and we're trying to bring the expertise, but it is not that easy. So UCLan can provide us expertise in the space or technologies. And students from UCLan can also work. I mean, if we start a project together, you have better equipment, better spatial tools and technologies and experts here. And that will help our innovators there also. And by doing this, especially if we do something like this, and say, for example, if we innovate something, the intellectual property right will be shared, 50-50. That's what I say. Or if you need more, if you need 60, that's okay. We'll have 40, right?
Yeah.
And then we need to also agree on that. Is that the right answer?
So I have only 2 more questions. So I'm from Andhra, sir.
Namaste, good afternoon everyone. I am Sagar Sakhati and I'm a final year business and marketing student. When you were giving your presentation, first of all, it's an honor to be in the presence of you, and what you have done for our country is truly commendable. And personally, we just about to study and going to start his career truly inspired me to get experience here in the UK, and hopefully I aspire to go back and do something for my country. I just thought, because you said a thing during your presentation that really stuck to me, and as a marketing student, I thought I could answer that from your side. You said that collaborating with UCLan is a lot beneficial to you and to your endeavor, but you are not sure what the university could benefit from. So to answer that, what I would say is if UCLan decides to collaborate with the project, I think it's mutually beneficial to both parties. Obviously, I don't have to go into how it will benefit Nepali students and all that, but with UCLan, for example, the medical school, maybe students from there, when they do their thesis or research, they could go to Nepal and do something over there. And also, me being a marketing student, I did a placement last year. I worked with a company in the UK. I would have loved to have the opportunity to maybe go and work do that placement in our own country and do something useful. So there's so many things that UCLan can do. They can send their students over there. They can do their research. And not just that, even if we just simple sponsorship, that will show to the students that UCLan really cares for students, and also like you talked about it before, that might inspire more students from Nepal to come here. So I am very much in support that UCLan should definitely look into working with this great project, and I think it can be really mutually beneficial for all of us. Thank you.
You are welcome, and please fill up that form, and we'll be in touch, and you are welcome, very much welcome, and we are looking for people like you. One thing you can do is, from your background, once we develop something together, and at the end, we need to market it, right? We need to keep the accounts right way. And you can have anywhere. So that's something very good. It encourages for me.
There is the last questions now. So we're going to end the question answer session, and this is the last one.
Hello, Mahapriji, Namaste. Myself, obviously, Gautam, currently a student of music production and performance in UCLan. I want to ask, I want to know about the situation where you invest a lot of capital in a project and it failed or gave less output. how did you handle the situation, or what step you took to make it successful?
How do I?
How do you handle the situation, or what step you took to make it successful?
Is something, yes. I mean, how do I handle that situation, right? That kind of situation. Like I said, we are not expert on anything. We haven't developed we haven't worked any innovation center. We don't have that much academic background as well, and we don't have like culture of research and innovation in Nepal. So it is very difficult to handle. It is very difficult to come up with ideas to face the problem. The only way to face the problem is to be creative and innovative. You have to learn anything that you do at the innovation center is you have to learn by doing it. That's the only way. We have to learn how to handle the situation like that. And that's what I have been doing all my life. All my life, like I said, I went to the village 30 years ago. I didn't know how could I, what I could do, how could I do. I just tried to do something, and I just tried to learn something by doing it. And you said from your background like music. One thing I would like, let me add this. Innovation can be done in any field. Normally when we talk about research and innovation, people think about engineering. People think about medical, in the field of medical. Or maybe electronics. Or maybe in mechanical, building something like this. I say innovation can be in any field, in the field of music as well, in accounting as well, in management, business management as well. If you want to become a good manager, you have to be innovative. So therefore, in any field, in the field of, I have been telling people, innovation can be done in, if somebody wants to do research and innovation in the field of music, they are also welcome. I have told people, if anybody wants to do research and innovation in the field of politics, they can come to the innovation center as well. Because the political environment or political system in Nepal is not good. It is not working well. Why it is not working well, the political system in Nepal, is because the political leaders who are doing politics there have not done any innovation, have not done any research and innovation in their field, in the field of politics, and that's why the politics of Nepal is not running well. So it can be, innovation can be done in any field, and in your field as well. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we could continue all afternoon, but unfortunately we need to bring the proceedings to a close. I'd just like to say a couple of words myself. I was in Nepal in 2019, and I visited 3 cities, and I found Nepal, I'm not from Nepal originally, but I found it to be an extremely warm place. Some of the images, I'm quite jealous, I didn't get to see those countries. It was a work trip, but I'm looking forward to going back to Nepal sometime soon. In fact, Harry actually has said to me that he wants me out in Nepal sometime soon. Yeah. I'm going to hold him to that. I'd like to just also say that it's remarkable how people can be inspired. Just in this session alone, believe it or not, we have had a pledge of £10,000 towards the Innovation Centre. I don't know whether I should embarrass the gentleman by mentioning it. It's in fact one of our colleagues from our India office Mr. Govind has actually pledged to end that. I think that's absolutely inspirational, Govind, and a real, testament to your personality as well. I'd like to actually ask Harry to close the proceedings, but I think he's got some ideas ahead of that. Do you want to come up to stage and just tell us what
but it's what happened. Like there are some girls wearing the Nepalese cultural dress. They want to have some kind of music or theme here, but we're not sure whether everyone's gonna like it or not. They want to showcase Nepalese dance. So before closing the
दर्शकवृन्द तपाईँ हेरिरहनु भएको छ लन्डन नेपाल न्युज। धेरै साथीहरूले हेरिरहनु भएको छ। विशेष गरेर अहिले हामी यो प्रेस्टनबाट प्रत्यक्ष प्रसारण गरिरहेका छौँ। यहाँ युनिभर्सिटीको एउटा कार्यक्रम आयोजना गरिएको छ। प्रेस्टन स्थित ल्याङ्कासायर युनिभर्सिटीबाट विज्ञहरू बीच एक अन्तर्क्रिया कार्यक्रम गरिएको दृश्य देखाइरहेका छौँ। राष्ट्रिय आविष्कार केन्द्रका संस्थापक एवं नेपाली वैज्ञानिक महावीर पुनसँग बेलायतको प्रेस्टनमा यो कार्यक्रम भइरहेको छ र यहाँ स्थित अध्ययन गरिरहेका विद्यार्थीहरू र यहाँ यस युनिभर्सिटीका विभिन्न तहका व्यक्तिहरू यहाँ उपस्थित हुनुहुन्छ र अन्य कन्सल्टेन्टहरू पनि तपाईँ यहाँ देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ क्यामेरामा। त्यसै युनिल्याडरका गणेश खड्का, रियल ड्रिम्सका वसन्त नेपाल लगायत यहाँ अन्य साथीहरू हुनुहुन्छ र भर्खरै नेपाली दिदीबहिनीहरूले यहाँ स्थित एउटा आफ्नो नेपाली कल्चरको एउटा नृत्य देखाउने तयारी गरिरहनु भएको म दृश्य देखाउन सक्छु। र हामीले महावीर पुनजीलाई केही प्रश्नहरू राख्नेछौँ अन्त्यमा। विशेष गरेर म्याग्दीमा जन्मिनुभएका महावीर पुन पछिल्लो समयमा इन्टरनेट लगायत विभिन्न विषयमा चाहिँ अहिले नेपालमा आफूले आफ्नो चाहिँ कामलाई अगाडि बढाइरहनु भएको छ र आज यहाँ स्थित उहाँले आफ्ना अझ सङ्घर्षका दिनहरू अझै बाँकी नै छन्, म गर्न तयार छु भन्ने कुराहरू आज बताइरहनु भएको छ। अहिले बेलायत भ्रमणमा रहनुभएको महावीर पुन कति दिनसम्म यहाँ बस्नुहुन्छ भनेर उहाँसँग पनि हामीले यी कुराहरू सुन्नेछौँ। नृत्यको तयारी हुने अवस्था छ, तर पनि म उहाँहरूलाई केही कुराहरू सोध्नेछु। छोटो कुराकानी गर्छु म यहाँसँग। दिस इज लन्डन न्युज। म शिव भण्डारी प्रत्यक्ष लाइभ प्रसारणमा सुरुवातदेखि नै छु। एकैछिन यो आज नेपाली गीत सङ्गीतको कार्यक्रमलाई पनि 5 मिनटको तयारी छ, त्यो समय मैले यहाँसँग लिन्छु। विशेष गरेर अहिले बेलायत भ्रमण हुनुहुन्छ, कति दिनदेखि हुनुहुन्छ यसमा? कस्तो भइरहेछ यहाँको अहिले?
कामहरू चाहिँ त्यहाँ के भइरहेको छ भने त्योहरू गर्नु पर्दाखेरि जतिले हेर्नु भए पनि जतिले के भए पनि एकदम रमाइलो भइरहेको
अब कस्तो पाउनुभयो बेलायतवासी नेपाली दाजुभाइ दिदीबहिनीहरूले महावीर पुनप्रतिको माया कस्तो सद्भाव देखाउनुभयो हुन त तपाईँले पहिलो भ्रमण होइन तर पनि अझै यसपालिको भ्रमणपछि तपाईँलाई कतिको आफ्नो खुसी भइरहेको छ
जहाँ गए पनि जस्तो म 1 तारिकमा आएँ 1 तारिकदेखि अप्रिलको 28 तारिकसम्म युकेमा हरेक दिन प्रोग्राम छ र कुनै दिनहरूमा त दिउँसो बेलुकाका प्रोग्रामहरू छ यहाँबाट 28 तारिकमा म डेनमार्क जान्छु र युरोपको चाहिँ 16वटा देशहरूमा विभिन्न देशका भाइ बहिनीहरूले चाहिँ अर्गनाइज गरेर निमन्त्रणा गरेर बोलाइरहेको छ त्यस कारणले यहाँ मात्र होइन युकेको मात्र होइन युरोपको मात्र होइन म जहाँ जहाँ जान्छु सबै नेपाली भाइ बहिनीहरूले यो आविष्कार केन्द्रको बारेमा यसो चाख लागेको देख्दाखेरि मलाई चाहिँ निकै खुसी लाग्छ र हौसला पनि बढ्छ
तर आज यो युनिभर्सिटीमा तपाईँ आएर आफ्नो दुःखका कुरा सुखका कुरा सेयर गरिराख्नु भएछ तर विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू भर्खर नेपाल छोडेर यो युनिभर्सिटीमा पढ्नका लागि आउनु भएको छ तपाईँबाट उहाँहरूले के लिनुभयो त उहाँहरू एउटा नेपालमा अपर्च्युनिटी नपाएर अथवा उच्च शिक्षाका लागि बेटर अपर्च्युनिटीका लागि यो देशमा आउनुभएको हो उहाँहरूसँग फर्किने हैसियत छैन
यस्तो हो मैले त भनिरहेको कुरा के छ भने भाइ बहिनीहरू अथवा जोसुकै पनि नेपालीहरू अहिलेको स्थितिमा जहाँ बसे पनि केही फरक पर्दैन किनभने संसार चाहिँ धेरै साँगुरो भइसकेको छ र गर्न सक्नेले नेपाल छोडेर विदेशमा बसे पनि नेपालको लागि चाहिँ फाइदा हुने काम गर्छ नगर्नेले नेपाल नछोडिकन के अरे नेपालमै बसेर पनि केही गर्दैन त्यस कारणले यो भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई सबैलाई मैले भन्ने गरेको के छ भने राम्रोसँग पढ राम्रोसँग काम गर अनि देशलाई आफू सक्दो आफ्नो मातृभूमिलाई आफ्नो छिमेकीलाई आफ्नो समाजलाई आफू सक्दो सहयोग गर भनेर मैले भनिरहेको छु त्यसले केही फरक पर्दैन
अब डाक्टर साहब महावीर पुनबाट चाहिँ हामीले आज धेरै कुराहरू भए यहाँले बताउँदै गर्दा धेरै अङ्ग्रेजीमा बोलियो अब नेपालीमा महावीर पुनबाट हामीले चाहिँ अथवा हाम्रा भ्युअर्सहरूले जीवनमा के सिक्ने
जीवनमा चाहिँ के सिक्ने भनेदेखि पहिलो त जिउन सिक्नु पर्यो राम्रोसँग जिउन सिक्नु पर्यो
हजुर
अब राम्रोसँग बाँचेपछि यस्तो स्वार्थी त हुनैपर्छ संसारमा स्वार्थी भएन भने त्यो बाँच्न सकिँदैन स्वार्थी हुनुपर्छ तर स्वार्थ गर्दाखेरि स्वार्थ गर्ने क्रममा आफ्नो देशलाई चाहिँ अथवा आफ्नो मातृभूमिलाई आफ्नो संस्कारलाई आफ्नो चाहिँ भनौँ न जो कल्चर छ आफ्नो इष्टमित्रलाई पनि नबिर्सिनु यो चाहिँ कुरा सिक्नु भन्न मैले भन्छु किनभने जुन देशमा जुन संस्कारमा तपाईँहरू हुर्किएर यति ठुलो भएर विभिन्न संसारभरि छरिनु भएको छ आखिरीमा तपाईँले त्यो देशलाई चाहिँ चटक्कै बिर्सिनु भयो भने तपाईँको आफ्नो संस्कारलाई चटक्कै बिर्सिनु भयो भने तपाईँलाई चाहिँ पाप लाग्छ त्यस कारणले अब यो कुरा चाहिँ सिक्नु चाहिँ जरुरी छ नबिर्सने आफ्नो गुण भनौँ न आफ्नो मातृभूमिप्रतिको एउटा दायित्व हुन्छ एउटा उत्तरदायित्व के हुन्छ त्यो चाहिँ नबिर्सिने भन्न म भनिरहेको
आज युनिभर्सिटीमा छौँ तर हामी विभिन्न ठाउँमा घुम्दै जाँदा तपाईँले गैर आवश्यक सङ्घ नेपाली सङ्घका विभिन्न प्रतिनिधिहरू साथीहरू विश्वमा बसेर काम गरेका नेपालका लागि गरिरहेका साथीहरू भेट्नु भएको पनि होला कस्तो छ गैर आवश्यक नेपाली सङ्घको तपाईँप्रतिको भावना के बुझ्नु भएको छ के भन्छन्
विभिन्न देशका सदस्यहरू विभिन्न सदस्यहरूको म प्रति व्यक्तिगत धारणा त राम्रै छ सपोर्टहरू पनि गरिरहेको छन् तर मलाई दुःख लाग्ने कुरा के छ भने गैर आवश्यक सङ्घले अलि ढङ्गले ल्याएन त्यो आपसमा झगडा
आफू बीच
गरेर आपसमा झगडा गरेर कहिले पनि कोही पनि उँभो लागेको छैन। त्यसकारणले मेलमिलाप गरेर एउटा सामूहिक प्रयास हो। गैर आवासीय भनेपछि त संसारभर छरिएर नेपालीहरूको हक हितको लागि काम गर्ने कुरामा यसरी चाहिँ झगडा गरेर चाहिँ केही उँभो लागिँदैन भन्ने कुराले चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ अलिकति दुःखै लागेको छ हैन। अब त्यो यो कुरालाई बुझ्ने नबुझ्ने सङ्घका भनौँ न सदस्यहरूले बुझ्नु पर्यो र यसरी झगडा गर्ने जुन चलन छ यो छोड्नु पर्यो भन्ने चाहिँ मेरो अनुरोध हो।
यो सङ्घको 10औं अधिवेशनमा काठमाडौँमै यति बेला भर्खरै मात्रै सङ्घका पूर्व अध्यक्ष भवन भट्टले महावीर पुनका लागि केही आत्मैदेखि म सहयोग गर्छु भनेर केही रकम दिनुभयो भन्ने कुरा आएको थियो, त्यसलाई कसरी सम्बोधन गर्नुहुन्छ?
अब त्यो भवन भट्ट भाइले अहिले त उहाँलाई चाहिँ आनन्द स्वामी भन्नुपर्छ भनेको छु मैले।
हजुर
पहिला चाहिँ भाइ भन्ने गरेको थिएँ।
हजुर
अब स्वामी भइसकेपछि स्वामीजी भन्छु। उहाँ भाइले चाहिँ मलाई फोनमा भनेको कुरा हो कि मैले यस्तो निर्णय गरेँ, म स्वामी भएँ भन्ने कुरा पनि फोनबाट नै थाहा पाएको हो। त्यो उहाँको नितान्त व्यक्तिगत चाहिँ एउटा निर्णय हो र त्यो निर्णय चाहिँ उहाँले
मिलेको छ कि छैन?
त्यो निर्णय चाहिँ उहाँले यो एनआरएनको यो 10औं महाधिवेशनमा सुनाउनु भएको रहेछ। त्यो कुरा पनि मैले मिडियाबाट थाहा पाएँ। अब यस्तै किसिमको सहयोगहरूले आइरहेको छ, काम चलिरहेको छ। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि मलाई खुसी नहुने भन्ने त कुरा हुँदैन।
अहिले कति जति तपाईँको आविष्कार केन्द्रमा वैज्ञानिकहरू हुनुहुन्छ र काम गरिरहनु भएको छ र अझै गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ?
आविष्कार केन्द्रमा काम गर्नेलाई हामी वैज्ञानिक चाहिँ भन्दैनौँ, त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामी इनोभेटर भन्छौँ अथवा अनुसन्धानकर्ता भन्छौँ। र यो अनुसन्धानको कर्ताहरूको सङ्ख्या चाहिँ कुनै युनिभर्सिटीमा जस्तो अथवा कुनै अनुसन्धान शालामा जस्तो यति ठ्याक्कै यति भन्ने हुँदैन। किनभने यहाँ आइडिया ल्याएर काम गर्ने मान्छेहरू आइरहेका छन् र कतिले काम गर्दा गर्दै असफल भएर गइ पनि रहेका छन् र आउने जाने क्रम भएको हुनाले साधारणतया 50-60 भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ 50-60जना मान्छेहरू चाहिँ गइरहेको छ। अब अन्दाजी कतिजना छन् होला भनेर थाहा पाउने हो भने आविष्कार केन्द्रमा अहिले 20-25 किलो चामल पाक्छ। 20-25 किलो चामल पाक्छ र त्यहाँ आएर अनुसन्धान गर्नेहरूले भात खान्छन्। त्यो 20-25 किलो चामल खाने सङ्ख्या भनेको चाहिँ 50-60 जना, कहिले 70 जना पनि पुग्छ। त्यसरी चाहिँ यसरी अनुमान गर्न सकिन्छ।
अब यो आविष्कार केन्द्रका लागि धेरै सङ्घर्ष गर्नुभयो जीवनमा। जीवनै तपाईँको आविष्कार केन्द्रमै लगभग आधा जीवनभन्दा माथि नै गइसक्यो। के छ त अब तपाईँले अहिलेसम्म पाउनु भएको एउटा चाहिँ आफ्नो जीवनको खुसियाली के रह्यो?
एकदम आनन्द।
हजुर
आविष्कार केन्द्रको लागि मैले दुःख पाएकै छैन। एकदम आनन्द भइरहेको छ किनभने जनताहरूले भरपुर रूपमा सपोर्ट गरिरहनु भएको छ। त्यस कारणले मलाई यो आविष्कार केन्द्रमा कति दुःख गरेको भनेर धेरैले भन्छन्। मेरो उत्तर के हो भने मैले दुःख गरेको छैन। बरु विभिन्न ठाउँमा विभिन्न व्यक्तिहरूले चाहिँ दुःख गरेर चाहिँ सहयोग गर्नु भएको छ।
हजुर अब हामी आजको एकैछिन पछिको छोटो कार्यक्रम त्यो पनि हेर्छौँ र यसपछिका केही कार्यक्रम छन् बेलायतमा।
28 तारिकसम्म अप्रिलको 28सम्म चाहिँ हरेक दिन कार्यक्रमहरू छन् विभिन्न ठाउँहरूमा।
लन्डनतिरका केही कार्यक्रम छन् कि तपाईँ अहिले?
त्यो ठाउँ त होइन, हिजो पनि लन्डनतिरबाट आएको हो।
हजुर
अब त्यतातिर धेरै ठाउँहरू छन् तर मलाई एक्ज्याक्ट ठाउँ कुन ठाउँमा छ थाहा छैन।
अझ यो बिज एजुकेसन कन्सल्टेन्सीका हरि कार्कीले आयोजना गर्नुभयो यो युनिभर्सिटीमा। आयोजकलाई के भन्नुहुन्छ आम दर्शकहरूको साथ?
आयोजकलाई धन्यवाद पनि दिन्छु र अब मैले यहाँ आएर थाहा पाएको कुरा के हो भने बिज एजुकेसनको आयोजक हरि कार्की भाइले म नेपालबाट आउने जाने टिकट पनि उनीहरूले काटेको रहेछ।
ए हजुर,
त्यस कारणले झनै धन्यवाद दिनु पर्यो।
धेरै मनैदेखि धन्यवाद। यो के को लागि होला यहाँलाई त्यति माया गर्नु भएको?
होइन, त्यो आफ्नो आफ्नो इच्छा हो होइन। मैले सबैले जो सहयोग गर्छन् उनीहरूले मलाई आफ्नो मनैदेखि सायद राम्रो काम गरेर सहयोग गरेको होला त्यस कारणले मैले मागेको त होइन नि आफ्नो मनैदेखि सहयोग गरेकोलाई चाहिँ हामीले धन्यवाद चाहिँ दिनुपर्छ
धेरै धन्यवाद छ यहाँलाई यहाँको अझ यो कार्य अझ अगाडि बढोस् हामी यही शुभकामना दिन्छौँ
I'd just like to say sincere thanks to Ranguji for coming this afternoon and giving such an inspirational talk. I think that there's a number of ways we can collaborate, and I look forward. I think your point before about collaboration and all the benefits for both sides. So thank you so much for your visit here today. On a Wednesday afternoon, it's unusual to have such an inspiring talk, and I think with such humility as well, with the scope and the scale of projects that you produce. So, Ranguji, thank you so much for coming today. Small token to take home, I'm sure, in your luggage, going around 75 universities. Thank you. I'll hold this while you work.
Thank you on behalf of NSC and our team. Thank you very much.
That's my Dropbox right.
सरे तर
I think let's take one picture with the deputies.
Please.
No one knows.
यसो दिए जस्तो गर्नु न ल दर्शकवृन्द हेरिरहनु भएको छ दिस इज लाइभ ब्रोडकास्टिङ लन्डन न्युज म छु शिव भण्डारी यति बेला यो कार्यक्रम लगभग अन्तिम भइसकेको जानकारी गराउन चाहन्छु
I guess it's exciting as well. Exhausted traveling around.
गणेशजी केही छ भनाइ केही भनाइ छ गणेश सरको
राम्रो छ महावीरजीले राम्रो गर्नु भएको
दर्शकवृन्द आजको यो कार्यक्रम प्रत्यक्ष लाइभ गरिरहेका छौँ राष्ट्रिय आविष्कार केन्द्रका प्रमुख संस्थापक एवं नेपाली वैज्ञानिक महावीर पुनको यो विशेष कार्यक्रमलाई संयोजन गर्नुभएको छ बिज एजुकेसन कन्सल्टेन्सीले यसका प्रबन्ध निर्देशक हुनुहुन्छ हरि कार्की सर विशेष गरेर हरि सर आज यो कार्यक्रम आयोजना गर्नुभयो र लाग्छ कार्यक्रमले एउटा सफल हासिल गरेको छ के थियो उद्देश्य हरिजी हजुर
हामी के भन्छौँ खुसी छौँ किन भन्दाखेरि यसबाट हाम्रो नेपालमा भइरहेको एनआइसीका प्रोजेक्टहरूमा पनि यहाँबाट केही कुराहरू हुने कुरा भएको छ जुन नै हाम्रो उद्देश्य थियो कि यहाँ भएको नयाँ टेक्नोलोजी नेपालमा भएका एनआइसीमा काम गर्ने बच्चाहरूले पनि त्यसको सदुपयोग गर्न पाऊँ त्यसको कामहरू चाहिँ भइरहेको छ वैज्ञानिक दक्षताका कुराहरूदेखि लिएर अरू सबै कुरा भइरहेको छ एकदम राम्रो भयो आज प्रोग्राम
तपाईँको उद्देश्य आज एउटा प्रेस्टनको युनिभर्सिटीको एउटा यो हल सभा हलमा यहाँका स्थानीय र विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू बिच एउटा इन्ट्रेक्सनको कार्यक्रम जस्तै गरियो के सन्देश गयो होला नेपाली समाजमा र के गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने उद्देश्य रहला अझ अरू साथीहरूको
एउटा सिम्पल मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ भने बेलायतमा पढ्न आएका विद्यार्थीहरू यहाँ बस्नु मात्र होइन पढाइसकेपछि नेपाल गएर के गर्न सक्छु भन्ने एउटा हिम्मत र आश आयो जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई आजको प्रोग्रामले र यहाँ चाहिँ विभिन्न फ्याकल्टीको विद्यार्थीहरू आउनुभएको थियो र उहाँहरूको ऊर्जा देख्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब पढाइसकेपछि म नेपालमै गएर के गर्छु होइन पर्टिकुलर अब युनिभर्सिटी अफ सेन्ट्रल ल्याङ्केसियरको कुरा गर्छौँ भने हामीसँग हजारौँ नम्बरमा विद्यार्थी हुनुहुन्छ र त्यसमा ग्रेजुएटको सङ्ख्या एकदम राम्रो छ अहिले हामीले देख्नु भएको छ कोही 2007मा ग्रेजुएट भएकोदेखि लिएर रिसेन्ट ग्रेजुएट विद्यार्थीहरू आउनुभएको छ र उहाँको सक्सेस स्टोरीले के भन्छ भने पढ्ने विद्यार्थीको लागि एकदमै राम्रो छ र नेपालको लागि हामीले केही गर्नुपर्छ होइन हामी यहीँ बस्ने होइन हाम्रो स्किल नेपालमा लानुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा नै हाम्रो सन्देश थियो र त्यो कुरा चाहिँ हामी दिन सक्यौँ र त्यसको सम्वाहक महावीर दाइ बाहेक अरू कोही हुनसक्छ जस्तो लाग्दैन दाइको स्वेच्छा अमेरिकाबाट भए पनि दाइले नेपालको लागि के गर्छु भने इनोभेसन सेन्टर खोल्नु भएको छ भने जस्तै हाम्रो विद्यार्थीहरू यहाँबाट ग्रेजुएट भएर नेपालमा गएर केही गर्छु हुनुभयो भने सम्भवतः हामी चाहिँ अब राष्ट्रको डेभलपबाट राष्ट्रको पक्षमा जान्छौँ
हामीले केही कुरा उहाँबाट सिक्यौँ भन्ने यहाँको भनाइ हो
हजुर हजुर धेरै कुरा सिक्यौँ आज धेरै कुरा सिक्ने मौका पाइयो किन हामी पनि व्यस्तताको कारणले गर्दाखेरि यो एनआइसीको प्रोजेक्टमा त हामी इन्गेज हुन सक्दैनथ्यौँ र दाइ आफ्नो मौकामा आफ्नै ठाउँमा प्रेस्टनमा नै हामीले यो गरेपछि कतिपय जिज्ञासाहरू थियो होला ती पनि घटे भन्ने मलाई लाग्छ
जाँदा जाँदै आम दर्शक दर्शकवृन्दलाई यति बेला प्रत्यक्ष रूपमा हामीले प्रेस्टनबाट यो कार्यक्रम गरिरहँदा तपाईँलाई के भन्न मन लाग्यो
मलाई धेरै धेरै खुसी लाग्छ शिवजी आइदिनु भयो लन्डन नेपाल न्युजबाट नेपाली न्युज पनि प्रेस्टनमा आएर एउटा कभर गरिदिनु भयो प्रोग्रामहरूलाई धेरै खुसी छु र जनता हाम्रो दर्शकहरूलाई पनि के भन्छु भने हामी विद्यार्थीहरूलाई पढाएर एउटा शैक्षिक जनशक्ति बनाऊ हाम्रो देश नेपाललाई डेभलप गर्नु छ भने हाम्रा यी विद्यार्थीहरू त्यहाँ नगइकन हाम्रो देश बन्दैन यत्रो मात्रामा विद्यार्थीहरू आइरहनु भएको छ तर उहाँहरू यहाँ बस्नुभयो भने हाम्रो देश बन्नेवाला छैन सो विद्यार्थीलाई त्यहाँ जानको लागि वातावरण बनाउने काम भनेको हाम्रो हो दाइ जस्तो
पहिले
मान्छे
त उच्च शिक्षा हासिल गर्नका लागि आउँ भन्छ त हामी तपाईँको कन्सल्टेन्ट पढौँ
होइन उहाँ पढौँ
यही कक्षा हासिल
गरेर चाहिँ नेपाल जाउँ यहाँ नबसौँ होइन हामीलाई किन नेपालबाट यहाँ आउने कुरा पनि होला किनभने जुन टेक्नोलोजिकल एडभान्स यहाँ छ नि त्यो नेपालमा पाइँदैन यो तपाईँ एउटा सिम्पल कोही म तपाईँलाई इक्जाम्पल दिन्छु नेपालमा एउटा डिग्री सिकाउनलाई मान्छेलाई 6 वर्षसम्म लागेको हामीसँग पहिलेका धारणाहरू छन् जुन कुरा यहाँ छैन सकेपछि आफ्नो देशमा जाउँ आफ्नो देशमा गएर केही गरौँ आई थिङ्क यो नै मेरो सन्देश हो नेपाली विद्यार्थीहरूको लागि र हाम्रो एनआइसीको प्रोजेक्टमा कसैलाई पनि इङ्गेज हुन मन लाग्छ प्लिज कन्ट्याक्ट महावीर दाइ यो इनिसिएसनले सायद आज देख्नु भने होइन प्रेसनमा एउटा अनौठो माहौल पनि क्रिएट भयो जुन कुरा हामीले धेरै मेहनतपछि नै भएको हो यो
हुन्छ हरि सर हामीलाई पनि यहाँसम्म आउने एउटा समय र अवसर जुटाइदिनु भयो त्यसको लागि धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु
धेरै धन्यवाद शिवजी र सबै लन्डन टिमबाट आइदिनु भएका लन्डनका मेरा मित्रहरू सबैलाई पनि धन्यवाद नमस्कार
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच दर्शकवृन्द आजको आयोजक र कार्यक्रमलाई संयोजन गरिरहनु भएको थियो हरि कार्की सरले र उहाँसँग पनि हामीले केही कुराहरू गऱ्यौँ कस्तो आवाजमा छ त्यति चाहिँ अहिले यसलाई लिन सकिरहेको छैन के कृपया कसै साथीहरूले साउन्ड कस्तो छ भनेर मलाई बताइदिनु होला भन्न चाहन्छु दर्शक वृन्द अहिले भने हामी प्रत्यक्ष लाइभबाट बिदा हुने तयारी गरिरहेका छौँ एकैछिन रियल ड्रिम्सका प्रबन्ध निर्देशक वसन्त नेपालजी हुनुहुन्छ यो कार्यक्रम बीच वसन्तजी आजको कार्यक्रमबाट तपाईँले के सिक्नुभयो र के सन्देश जान्छ र तपाईँको आफ्नो मनको विचार बताउनुहोस्
जब म यहाँ आएँ उहाँहरूसँग कुरा सुने हजुर मलाई लाग्यो कि हामीले यसलाई चाहिँ अब तपाईँको एउटा व्यक्तिगत रूपमा भन्दा पनि एउटा नेसनल एउटा उहाँले अझै मैले उहाँलाई सुझाव दिन चाहन्छु म एउटा नेपालको कुनै युनिभर्सिटीसँग आबद्ध भएर रिसर्च एन्ड डेभलपमेन्ट डिपार्टमेन्टको हजुर प्रोफेसरको रूपमा यसरी उहाँ विभिन्न युक्लान जस्तै अरूलाई पनि एप्रोच गर्नुभयो भने त्यसको चाहिँ एउटा इन्क्लुसिभनेस त्यसको प्रोडक्टिभिटी राम्रो हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई किनकि व्यक्तिगत रूपमा भन्दा पनि यसलाई चाहिँ नेपाल सरकार र नेपालको युनिभर्सिटीको एउटा तपाईँको डिपार्टमेन्टको हेडको रूपमा उहाँले आफूलाई अगाडि बढाउन सक्नुभयो भने चाहिँ त्यसको राम्रो आउटकम आउनु देखेको छु र यसले गर्दाखेरि यसलाई इन्स्टिट्युलाइज गर्नको लागि र यसलाई एमओई साइन गरेर काम गर्नको लागि पनि र त्यसले गर्दा नेपालको अर्को युनिभर्सिटीले पनि त्यहाँ पनि विद्यार्थीहरूले पनि त्यसलाई धेरै कुरा सिक्ने मौका पाउँछन् र यसमा त्यसरी जानुपर्छ भन्ने खालको मेरो व्यक्तिगत रूपमा मलाई सुझाव पनि रह्यो म कुरा सुनिसके पछाडि यसलाई महावीर कुन समाज युके भन्ने भन्दा पनि एउटा नेपालको प्रतिष्ठित युनिभर्सिटी त्रिभुवन युनिभर्सिटी होला पोखरा युनिभर्सिटी होला काठमाडौँ युनिभर्सिटी होला त्यसको चाहिँ रिसर्च एन्ड डेभलपमेन्टको उहाँ चाहिँ प्रोफेसरको रूपमा यसरी विभिन्न युनिभर्सिटीमा कुराकानी गरेर हामी यो गर्दैछौँ र यो त्यसको लागि चाहिँ हामी तपाईँसँग कोलाबोरेटिभ पार्टनरसिप अगाडि गर्न चाहन्छु भनेर भन्नुभयो भने चाहिँ त्यसलाई अझै बढी इफेक्टिभ कुराहरू म देखेको छु र तर उहाँले जुन गर्नुभएको आजसम्म काम छ त्यसको लागि उहाँलाई ह्याट्सअप सराहना गर्दै आउने दिनमा
वसन्तजी अब विदेशिएका नेपालीहरूले के सिकेर महावीर पुनकोमा काम पाइन्छ भनेर त्यतै फर्किने कि यतै आउने अथवा उच्च शिक्षा हासिल गर्ने अथवा चाहिँ अपर्च्युनिटीका लागि हामी आएको मान्छेले के गर्ने हामी बिचमा रहेको मान्छेले
अब यसकै लागि हामीले नेपालमा उहाँ जुन एउटा अठोटो अगाडि बढ्नु भएको छ नेपालमा एउटा केही गरौँ नेपाली प्रोडक्टहरू बनाऊ नेपालमा कुनै टेक्नोलोजी इनोभेसन गरौँ र त्यो नेपालका रहेका युवाहरूलाई नेपालमै काम गर्ने वातावरण सिर्जना गरौँ भनेर उहाँ लाग्नु भएको छ त्यसको लागि हामीले यस्तो खालको इनोभेसन कुराहरू गर्नको लागि पनि इनोभेटिभ काम गर्नको लागि पनि व्यक्तिगत रूपमा भन्दा पनि मैले अघि पनि भनिसकेँ तपाईँलाई नेपालको युनिभर्सिटीको रूपमा गभर्मेन्टलाई पनि इन्क्लुसिभ गरेर उहाँले एउटा युनिभर्सिटीको हेडको रूपमा लिड गर्नुभयो भने अझै ती कुराको आउटकम छिटो देखिनेछ र त्यसले गर्दाखेरि नेपालबाट विदेशीका युवाहरू पनि नेपालमै फर्कन्छन् रोजगार पाउनेछन् भन्ने कुरो मलाई लाग्छ त्यसैले उहाँलाई पनि मेरो सुझाव र नेपाल विद्यार्थीहरूलाई पनि सुझाव दिन चाहन्छु धन्यवाद
हुन्छ वसन्तजी थ्याङ्क यू सो मच समयको लागि सर म अब एकजना यस्तो हरिकृष्ण नेपाली सरसँग केही कुराकानी गर्न चाहन्छु हरि सर आफ्नो परिचयसहित तपाईँले आफ्नो केही कुराहरू राख्नुहोस् न अलिकति अप्ठ्यारो छ स्थिति तपाईँ यतापट्टि बसिदिनु होला भन्न चाहन्छु
राष्ट्रिय आविष्कार केन्द्र अर्गनाइजर गर्नुभयो हाम्रो बेलायतमा एउटा फ्रेन्ड्स अफ एनआइसी भन्ने संस्था हामीले च्यारिटी दर्ता गर्दैछौँ जसको पूर्ण उद्देश्य भनेको आविष्कार केन्द्रलाई विदेशबाट सहयोग गर्ने स्पेसली युरोपबाट यहाँको टेक्निकल एक्सपर्टिजहरू विभिन्न स्किल एक्सपर्टिज भएको साथीहरूलाई एउटा प्लेटफर्ममा ल्याएर त्यसरी आविष्कार केन्द्रलाई सहयोग गर्न सकिन्छ प्लस फन्ड रेजिङ प्रोजेक्ट एक्टिभिटिजमा कसरी गर्न सकिन्छ विदेशबाट गर्ने हो र अहिलेको विशेष गरी यो युरोप टुरको उद्देश्य पनि त्यही नै हो पहिलो कुरा त कम्युनिटीलाई थ्याङ्क यू भन्न जसले हृदयदेखि नै राष्ट्रिय आविष्कार गर्नलाई सहयोग गरिरहेका छन् र कोभिडको बेलामा फन्ड रेजिङ पनि प्रशस्तै भएको छ नेपालीबाट र त्यसको अतिरिक्त अहिलेको हाम्रो उद्देश्य भनेको विभिन्न युनिभर्सिटीसँग रिसर्च एन्ड डेभलपमेन्टमा चाहिँ कोलाबोरेसन गर्नलाई उनीहरूको एक्सपर्टिजहरूसँग कोलाबोरेट गर्ने र हाम्रो जुन प्रोडक्टहरू अघि मैले चाहिँ भन्नुभयो 50वटा विभिन्न प्रोजेक्टहरू चलिराखेका छन् त्यसमा चाहिँ रिसर्च एन्ड डेभलपमेन्ट कोलाबोरेसन गर्ने यिनीहरूको एक्सपर्टिज जस्तै युनिभर्सिटीहरूमा नेप्लिज विद्यार्थीहरू विभिन्न विधामा एक्सपर्टहरू हुनुहुन्छ नेप्लिज प्रोफेसनलहरू उहाँहरूलाई इन्भल्भ गराउने जस्तै युक्लानमा यहाँको आरएनडी टिमसँग भेट भयो भिसीसँग कुरा भयो उहाँहरूको टेक्निकल एक्सपर्टिजलाई हामीले मोबिलाइज गरेर हाम्रो प्रोजेक्टमा कसरी इन्भल्भ गराउन सकिन्छ जस्तै यहाँको अघि आरएनडी डिपार्टमेन्टसँग कुरा हुँदाखेरि उहाँहरूको यो ड्रोन टेक्नोलोजी एभिएसन इन्जिनियरिङ एरोनोटिकल इन्जिनियरिङ एकदमै सशक्त देखियो र उहाँहरूसँग हामीले केही कुरा कसरी हामी कोलाबोरेट गर्न सकिन्छ जस्तै हामीले आविष्कार केन्द्रमा बनाइराखेको मेडिकल ड्रोन सिस्टम चाहिँ वर्किङ प्रोटोकल त छ तर त्यसलाई इन्हान्स गराउनलाई हामीले युक्लानको ड्रोन इन्जिनियरिङ टिमसँग कसरी काम गर्ने त्यस्तै गरी अरू विभिन्न आरएनडी फिल्डमा कसरी काम गर्ने त्यो कुराहरू सल्लाह भयो र एकदमै पोजिटिभ हुनुहुन्छ र यो अहिलेको आजको स्पेसली युक्लानको भिजिट एकदमै
सफल भएको छ
तपाईँहरूलाई पनि धन्यवाद उहाँ लन्डनदेखि आइदिनु भयो हाम्रो हरि कर्काजी
थ्याङ्क यू सर हरि सरले पनि आफ्नो कुराहरू राख्नुभयो यसै गरी मसँग अहिले युनिल्याडर कन्सल्टेन्सीका निर्देशक गणेश खड्काजी हुनुहुन्छ विशेष गरेर पछिल्लो समयमा बेलायतमा युनिभर्सिटीमा पढ्न आउने विद्यार्थीहरूका लागि परामर्श दिँदै आउनु भएको छ गणेशजी आज महावीर पुनको एउटा वैज्ञानिक विज्ञसँग हामीले केही कुराहरू सिक्ने र केही सोध्नेहरू पनि अवसर पायौँ खासमा कस्तो रह्यो तपाईँको आजको यो अनुभव
Seriously, thank you so much for giving this a space to share my views. विशेष गरी महावीर पुनको समग्रमा जुन विचार राख्नुभयो युनिभर्सिटीमा आएर एक किसिमको कस्तो देखिन्छ भने एकदमै झिपिकपनमा चलिरहेको प्रोजेक्ट जस्तो देखिन्छ जहाँ चाहिँ आइडियली फन्डामेन्टली धेरै कुराहरू चाहिँ ल्याकिङ जस्तो देखिन्छ विशेष गरी उहाँको भनाइमा के देखिन्छ भने हामी गरेको हौँ हामीमा स्रोत साधन केही पनि छैन र हामीलाई सहयोग गर्नुहोस् तपाईँले जुनसुकै वेबाट पनि हुनसक्छ भन्ने कुराहरू आइरहेको छ सो फन्डामेन्टल्ली यहाँ चाहिँ मेरो विचारमा म के भन्छु भने जबसम्म राज्यका संयन्त्रहरू संयन्त्र भन्नुको मतलब जबसम्म युनिभर्सिटीहरू जबसम्म राज्यका प्रणालीहरू चाहिँ मजबुत हुन्छ एकल रूपमा अथवा एउटा संस्थागत रूपमा अगाडि बढेर कहिलेसम्म कहाँसम्म लगाउन सकिन्छ भन्ने प्रश्न चाहिँ महावीरजीलाई राख्न चाहन्छु उहाँ एम्बिसियस हुनुहुन्छ हिँड्नु भएको छ कोलाबोरेसन गर्नुभएको छ मिलियन्स अफ रुपिज पाउन्ड उठाउनु भएको छ ठाउँ ठाउँबाट विच इज नाइस है इन्डिभिजुअल लेभलमा हेर्दाखेरि तर अब आई डु एप्रिसिएट आई डु रेस्पेक्ट द्याट तर इन्स्टिट्युसन लेभलमा विकास गर्नको लागि राज्यमा करोडौँको भ्रष्टाचार भइरहेको छ राज्यका संयन्त्रहरू कमजोर छन् यहाँ चाहिँ के भन्न खोजिरहेका छौँ भने हामी राज्यले गर्न सक्दैन राज्य कहिले पनि स्मुथ हुँदैन राज्य गरिब छ राज्यमा केही पनि छैन हामीलाई दिनुहोस् हामी गर्छौँ हामी जसरी पनि गरेर देखाउँछौँ भन्ने कुराहरू छ त्यसको तर फाउन्डेसन चाहिँ एकदमै कमजोर देखिन्छ शिवजी त्यही भन्न चाहन्छु म चाहिँ।
थ्याङ्क यू गणेश सर समयको लागि र हामी कार्यक्रमको लगभग अन्त्यमा छौँ। आफ्ना भ्युअर्स र फलोवर्स आदि इत्यादिलाई यो अहिले प्रत्यक्ष गणेश खड्काको तर्फबाट के भन्न चाहनुहुन्छ? युनिल्यान्डर कहाँ पुग्यो, कस्तो भइरहेछ? आज एजुकेसन प्रोग्रामै पनि हामी छौँ, त्यो छोटोमा बताइदिनुहोस् अनि कार्यक्रममा हामी बिदा हुन्छौँ।
समग्रमा शिवजीले फेरि भिन्न पाटोलाई चाहिँ समावेश गर्नुभयो। विशेष गरी विद्यार्थीहरू नेपालबाट एब्जर्भ गरिरहेको छ, जुन चाहिँ अब एक किसिमले हेर्दाखेरि यसलाई मल्टिपल लेयरबाट हेर्न सकिन्छ। अहिलेका जुन संरचनाहरू, अहिलेका जुन युनिभर्सिटीहरू छन् जहाँ चाहिँ एकदमै रिसर्चको, इनोभेसनको, एकाडेमिक एक्सिलेन्सको, क्वालिटीको धेरै कुराहरू छ। तर त्यति भनिरहँदा अर्को हामीले बुझ्नुपर्ने कुरा, हाम्रै संरचनाहरू जुन चाहिँ हाम्रो युनिभर्सिटीहरू कमजोर छ, हाम्रो युनिभर्सिटीले एब्जर्भ गर्न सकिरहेको छैन। 12 पढेको विद्यार्थी चाहिँ कि त अस्ट्रेलिया, कि त अमेरिका, कि त बेलायत आइरहेको छ। त्यस्ता संरचना विशेष गरी विश्वविद्यालयहरू जबसम्म हामी निर्माण गर्दैनौँ, जबसम्म यहाँका युनिभर्सिटीहरूसँग हामी आएर पढ्ने जुन परम्परा चलिरहन्छ, तबसम्म हामी चाहिँ दीर्घकालीन रूपमा चाहिँ नेपालको विकास चाहिँ त्यति तीव्र रूपमा नहुने देखिन्छ। त्यति भनिरहँदा अहिलेको जमाना भनेको चाहिँ अब ग्लोबल सिटिजनको जमाना हो, जहाँ चाहिँ मान्छेले कुनै ठाउँमा बस्छ, पढ्छ, ज्ञान लिन्छ, अनि राज्यमै आएर चाहिँ राज्यमा लगानी गर्छ, स्रोत साधन ज्ञानको लगानी गर्छ भन्ने आशा राख्दछु। र म के चाहन्छु भने विशेष गरी विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू जो यहाँ अहिले पढिरहनु भएको छ, विभिन्न विद्यालयमा पढिरहने भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई चाहिँ म चाहिँ के भन्न चाहन्छु भने पढाइ सकिसकेपछि चाहे नेपाल होस्, चाहे जुनसुकै देश होस्, त्यहाँ गएर आफ्नो स्किल, एक्सपर्टिज त्यसलाई चाहिँ तपाईँ सेल गर्न सक्नुभयो भने मात्रै पढाइको औचित्य रहनेछ। नत्र भने समग्रमा एउटा मिनायल जब गरेर बसेर मात्रै पनि सम्भवतः त्यो पढाइले त्यति सार्थकला दिन सक्दैन भन्न चाहन्छु। म त्यही भन्न चाहन्छु शिवजी।
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच गणेश सर तपाईँको समयको लागि। दर्शकवृन्द, दिस इज लन्डन न्युज। म भारी प्रेस्टनमा आइपुगेको छु आज। दर्शकवृन्द, यहाँ राष्ट्रिय आविष्कार केन्द्रका एकजना नेपालका महान व्यक्तित्व महावीर पुन आज यो युनिभर्सिटी, ल्याङ्कास्टर युनिभर्सिटीमा आएर यहाँ आयोजित बिज एजुकेसन कन्सल्टेन्सीका हरि कार्कीसँग सम्बन्धित विभिन्न व्यक्तिहरू र कन्सल्टेन्ट्सहरूले आयोजना गरेको यो विशेष कार्यक्रम र युनिभर्सिटीको यो विशेष एउटा सभा हलमा भइरहेको कार्यक्रम र नेपाली बीच कतै द्वन्द्व भइरहेको छ भने कतै महावीर पुन जस्ता ठुलो दिल भएका देश विदेशबाट धेरैले सहयोग गरेका र आशाका केन्द्रबिन्दु र नेपाल सरकारले गर्न नसकेका विभिन्न कामहरू र दक्ष जनशक्तिहरूलाई नेपालमै बसौँ, रोजगार दिउँ भन्ने विषयमा विभिन्न देशहरूमा भ्रमण गरिरहनुभएका आदरणीय महावीर पुनज्यूको आजको विशेष कार्यक्रम आयोजक बिज एजुकेसन कन्सल्टेन्सीलाई विशेष धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। र आज प्रेस्टनबाट भइरहेको यो प्रत्यक्ष प्रसारणमा तपाईँ हेरेर साथ दिने आदरणीय दर्शक श्रोता सबैलाई विशेष धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। तपाईँ पनि हामी पनि महावीर पुन बनाऊ र देशलाई देशैबाट नै उकासौँ कि विदेशमा यसरी हामी नचिच्याउँ, विदेशबाट केही सिकेर नेपालमा जाउँ र आफ्नो नेपाललाई अझ अगाडि बढाउँ भन्ने सन्देशका साथ थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर वाचिङ लन्डन न्युज।
तपाईं हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ लन्डन नेपाल न्युज।